Luhu, Earthlings. Or is it Terrans? I am Nubu. Since I came down here, I thought buying things would be simple. The other day, I went to buy bread. The sign said 2 coins, so I handed over 2 coins. But the human at the counter shook his head and pointed at the receipt, and suddenly the number was larger, with lines of extra cost, 1 for the state, 1 for the nation, and 1 I could not even name. Then I asked, why bread is not simply the price of bread? No one answered. They only sighed, rolled their eyes, and complained. The same sound I hear when humans speak of colds or fevers or aches. At first, I thought it truly was a sickness, something everyone suffers from, yet everyone carries. But no, it is not a disease. It is something different, something built into human order. You call it taxes. And here is how I understand it. Whenever someone earns money, from working, from selling, even from what you humans call a lottery, part of it does not remain with them. It is taken immediately by your rulers, what you call the government. They make rules, provide services, and above all, they collect. In my notes, I call them collectors of obedience. This portion is meant to fund what individuals cannot build alone: roads, schools, hospitals, even your space programs. The idea is simple. If everyone gives a little, then everyone benefits a lot. Almost like a subscription fee for existing. But the subscription is not collected in only one way, and that is what puzzled me. There is what you humans call income tax, deductions taken from wages before a worker even touches their pay. A person may believe they earned 1,000, but what reaches their hands is already less, reduced at the source. Where I come from, I would call this phantom wages. Strange, yes? Okay, let's move on. I don't think you will understand that. Then there is sales tax, which hides in the exchanges of necessities. In the food halls you call markets. A loaf of bread may be marked at 2 coins, but at the counter, the collectors quietly add more. The bread does not change, yet the price grows. In my notes, I wrote, "The bread fattens only for rulers, not for the eater." What a strange arithmetic for a hungry species. Anyway, food is not the only thing the collectors measure. They also measure the ground beneath your feet, the walls around you, the roof above you, even the doors that close your shelter. This is called property tax, and it attaches itself to ownership. To me, it feels less like keeping what's yours and more like paying rent to your own shadow. From property, their reach extends to the great trading houses, which you humans call corporations. It's called corporate tax. Profits are never entirely their own, because a portion is always claimed before they can expand or distribute rewards. Yet the share is never the same. Some nations take more than 30%, while others take far less, inviting companies to move money across borders. I kept asking myself whether in this contest the real winners were the people or simply the movers of money. Even at life's end, the chain still holds. This is inheritance tax, a share taken from wealth passed through bloodlines. But the rules change depending on where you stand on Earth. In the United States, it appears mainly as an estate tax on very large fortunes, so most people never meet it. In the United Kingdom, it strikes at a single high rate, but only once wealth passes a certain allowance. In Canada, there is no inheritance tax at all, though other collectors step in through capital gains, treating assets as if sold at life's end. In continental Europe, the collectors often dig deeper. In places like France or Germany, a large portion may vanish before heirs receive it. In Asia, the picture splits. Japan claims much from the rich, while in China or India, nothing is taken at all. In the Middle East, including the UAE, family wealth usually flows untouched. And across Africa, the answers vary. South Africa imposes an estate duty, while in places like Ghana or Nigeria, the law leaves most inheritances alone. It made me wonder whether this is truly about fairness or simply tradition dressed as law. So I looked further back, and the deeper I went, the stranger taxes became. Taxes follow humans always. In ancient Egypt, farmers were forced to give part of their grain. In the Roman Empire, even salt was taxed, a resource so vital that life itself depended on it. And in medieval Europe, there was something called a window tax. The more openings a house had for light, the more its owners had to pay. Many bricked them up, living in darkness rather than surrender more to the collectors. That was when I realized taxes do not only gather money, they quietly shape behavior, deciding how much bread, how much salt, even how much sunlight a person may have. I also came across what you humans call progressive taxation. On paper, it sounds fair. Those who earn more give more. Those with less give less. But in practice, the picture bends. The wealthiest often slip through loopholes. A billionaire may pay a smaller share of income than a school teacher. Not because they earn less, but because their wealth hides in assets, investments, and clever accounting. Large corporations sometimes report profits in countries with very low tax rates, even if their money was made elsewhere. Ordinary workers rarely have such choices. Their wages are taxed before they even reach their hands. And then there are tax returns. The collectors take more than they should at the beginning, and months later they give part of it back, but only after forms, calculations, and waiting. Humans call it a refund and even speak of it with relief, as if they had received a gift, though it is nothing more than the return of what was already theirs. So I ended up paying more than 2 coins for my bread, and I had to accept it, since those are the rules on Earth. And yes, taxes make sense. I see the purpose. But why make them so complicated, so uneven, that those with more often give less while those with less give more? And I noticed something else. Humans always find ways to tax the essentials, which makes me wonder, if even the basics are never free, will you stop there or one day put a price on, I don't know, oxygen too? Anyway, that's enough confusion for one day. I wonder what else is out there on this strange planet.